Hello everyone, welcome to our presentation. As you guys know, that today we will have the presentation about a city. But let me tell you about this city. It is Brazil, a country. It is Brazil, one of the world's most captivating place. Brazil is a country of boundary white sand beaches, verdant rainforest, and wide rhythm-filled metropolis. So right now, do you guys excited about our city? If you do, let's follow us in the journey of discovering one of the most livable cities in Brazil, Sao Paulo. My group have 3 members. They are Chad, me, and Jack.
So I will gonna introduce you guys some basic information about Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo is the largest cosmopolitan city in Brazil. The area is about 1,523 square kilometers. The population about 12.33 millions. Sao Paulo is not a capital city, but Sao Paulo is the most populous and wealthiest state in Brazil.
I know that there are lots of people. They are wondering why Sao Paulo is considered to be an ideal place to live. And I have 4 reasons to prove. First is economy. Second is culture and entertainment. Third is natural advantage. And the last one is the good policies.
And economy, one of the most important factors for people when choosing a place to live. And wealthiest and the more powerful are the 2 words that I use to describe Sao Paulo. There are a variety of employment opportunities here in Sao Paulo. The residents here can easily find good jobs with a lucrative income, ranging from working as an engineer, working in the technology industry, or working in telecommunication, a very developed industry here in the city. The city has the top 10 highest GDP in the world, and because it is so rich, there are countless skyscrapers, and you can see here in the picture. There are modern road network, and there are 3 airports just in the city, more than 1,500 schools, and over 22,000 hospitals just in the city. So, not just being rich in the money, Sao Paulo is also rich in terms of culture. There is a cultural diversity in the city. Actually, it is one of the most multicultural. It's one of the most multicultural people in the country, and the residents here in the city range from Japanese, Italians, Brazilians, Spanish, and many other people from everywhere else around the world. The people in Sao Paulo are friendly and they are hospitable. There are countless outdoor activities and parties and many kinds of festivals in Sao Paulo. Actually, 2 of the world's greatest festivals, which is named Carnival and Rebellion, is occurred in Sao Paulo, which are to welcome the new year. Besides, during the year, there are numerous festivals for people to enjoy. I have to admit that living in Sao Paulo is extremely fun. You guys can see here is the nightlife of Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo has a very dynamic nightlife. At night, people really enjoy going out and go to different bars, pubs, and enjoy their parties. There are also a great deal of top teachers, museums, and biggest restaurants in Brazil are all in the city of Sao Paulo. Sao Paulo, the city, is also famous for sport. It's had one of the most beautiful and the biggest football stadium in it. And in 2014, FIFA celebrated its cup in Sao Paulo, Brazil.
And turn to the policies, I think that at this point it's gonna make you guys rise. The government of Brazil, they care their residents carefully from the smallest thing. For example, they add some seating under the trees so they can make sure that the residents will have a lot of opportunities to meet each other and communicate. And second, they also put the bicycle lane around the square and make it safer for people to cross the road. And the last thing, I think that you guys know that health is the most important things of humans. And in Brazil, they have the really interesting policies. Is that free health, free public health care. This means that you can access to the free public health care freely in case of emergencies. So, of course, all permanent residents are able to access this health care.
Now the nature adventures of in Sao Paulo. In Sao Paulo, the summers are warm, mostly cloudy. The winters are cool and partly cloudy. The temperature typically varies from 13 degrees to 28 degrees. The landscape is considered by many to be home to buildings arranged in the city style of buildings. The beach is kept from people, so the beach kept from people clean and green. So the beaches in Sao Paulo loved by people in South America. So thank you for listening. You may have any question for our presentation.
Some questions.
We are ready to answer all of them.
This.
Feel free to have questions.
So, do you have any questions for Chen?
Just divided group, everything is clear. Get to the idea fast.
Alright, so but you guys, are you guys curious about more further information about the city? It's just not about like you guys read the comments, so you just something like you're curious about it, you want to ask them. Yeah. Because I think among the three cities, so Sao Paulo is the one we rarely know that before, because it's living in South America. Because we live in America, so we
Very
all
far from the
very far from that, and we mostly mention about the America nearly there. So I think we have a lot of questions when we want to ask them.
How good is the Sao Paulo police?
So how is the Brazilian police?
Police?
Yeah, I think she would want to ask about the safety in Sao Paulo.
Police.
The reason why we don't show the policies in the slide is because it's not the same with the other country. For example, Da Nang, we cannot compare. So I mean that the police in Brazil in Sao Paulo, it will be a little like it's not dangerous, but also not safe. Like it's up to our.
To make it clear, you asked about the police or the police in our country, our city. Yeah, what did you ask? Policies, like the free health policies that all residents can have access to hospitals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the most outstanding policies are already mentioned in our presentation, which are free health policies or
Yeah, so it means that if you are sick, you can free go to the hospital, and then you will be cured by the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I learned a lot.
thank you for the question. So
No,
is there any
that's true.
Okay, so what about Mimi and Kurt?
Before Mr. Cook asking this question, I want to ask you first is, what is your favorite beneficial in this city?
I think the four categories that we mentioned are all the benefits, like the advantages of living in Sao Paulo. So it's pretty hard for us to pick out the most favorable one. Personally, for me, I would choose the economy advantage because, as I mentioned before, that's one of the most important factors that people consider when choosing a place for permanent settling. And the opportunities in Sao Paulo are varieties, and the city itself is considered to be the financial and the most popular city in Brazil. That's why I can easily seek for employment opportunity and easily go further in my career here in the city.
Okay, you want to mention about the job opportunities. So what about training? So
For me, because I search about the policy, so of course I really care about the policies in the cities, which is my future place, my future home. So it surprised me because the way the government care about their residents.
okay, Jack.
For me, I search on the weather, language, and beach. I search that there are a lot of information they comment good about the landscape there and the beach. So that I
choose he choose the natural advantages here. So yeah, thank you for your question. Is that clear enough?
Yes.
Thank you.
Alright, yeah, thank you so much for your effort. Okay, we